Last time on Shadow Piece, the showdown between the Titanic captain Vasco Shot and the super rookie Koribu became the focus of our tale. At first it seemed like the bloody ocean was in control of the battle, but things took a turn to the worse very quickly. With the help of a different brew Vasco Shot made with his devil fruit, he got multiple power boosts and also revealed tricky techniques. The sweaty man didn't know how to counter these monstrous attacks and continued to suffer more and more damage. From one powerful punch, Koribu got launched straight into the unconscious Smoothie, making her wake up in pain again. She was screaming her heart out, but he didn't have the time to check up on her as the alcohol started bubbling on his skin. Quickly he got away from his laugh before exploding like a fiery comet. Koribu's body twisted mid-air before crumpling in front of the sweet commander, who looked at him with nothing but worry. He remained motionless, the heat from the blast still radiating off his skin. Quietly, Smoothie whispered, "Koribu." Vasco Shot let out a deep, satisfied chuckle, adjusting his belly as he loomed over the unconscious rookie. He took another swig from his flask, wiping his mouth with the back of his hands. "Nice try, bloody ocean," he mumbled, "but the tide ain't in your favor." Weeks earlier on Whole Cake Island. "Do I really have to train with him, Smoothie? It just feels like a waste of time." Cracker and Smoothie were on their way to one of the Big Mom Pirates training grounds. The third sweet commander was only here because his sister insisted on it very strongly. "You better not underestimate Koribu. He could one day come for your title if you are careless." Cracker simply shrugged at the statement, waving it away as a mere biased opinion of a woman in love. "Whatever, sis, our crew is falling apart anyways." In the instant he finished that sentence, a glare that could kill was thrown at him. All of their relations to their mother and captain of the crew were difficult, but what helped them together were their siblings, the family. "Don't do it for mother, do it for your brothers and sisters." That was a common phrase for every descendant of the family. Even Katakuri says it from time to time to motivate his younger siblings, even if he himself is 100% loyal to Big Mom. "We are not falling apart, things are only changing, and in the future we will rise to the top again, believe me." When they reached the practice grounds, Koribu was already working up a sweat, which wasn't all that difficult for him. "Oh, you are finally here. Thank you, Cracker, for giving me the opportunity to fight against you." "Huh?" Completely taken by surprise from the sincerity, the Charlotte child didn't know how to respond, so he simply got into his fighting position. With no hesitation, he summoned his Biscuit Warriors and turned it into a 1 versus many fight. The bloody ocean was still lacking in self-confidence at that time, so he looked towards Smoothie and she understood what she had to do. "Hey, Koribu, remember that thing you said you wanted me to do?" His eyes widened and his face got flushed with embarrassment. Cracker also just exclaimed, "Ew! I will get you those custom-made gloves if you manage to defeat my brother." A fire lit in the eyes of Koribu. Cracker expected this pep talk to go into a different direction, but he didn't plan to lose anyways. However, Koribu really wanted those gloves. They were custom made by a legend in the underworld and would make sure that his grip on his shovel never loosened because of his sweat. "I'm sorry for this, brother." It could have been taken as a taunt or just an honest declaration, but the bloody ocean used everything he had, and that didn't only include strength but also knowledge. With his sweat he managed to turn the Biscuit Warriors soggy and could break them more easily. The situation of being outnumbered was still problematic though. For every warrior that got destroyed, Cracker could easily create a new one. This was an unfair devil fruit, as the creation process wasn't even particularly exhausting. In such a battle, you either need a huge attack to deal with them all at once, or you have to somehow deal with the real Cracker, but you'd first have to find him. The rookie had neither of these skills, only his willpower allowed him to pull through, despite all the injuries he had already received. As it was only a training fight, they used wooden weapons, but it still hurt. "Exactly like that, boo-boo. Squeeze out all the power you can." Hearing his sister call somebody by a pet name was absolutely disgusting. Cracker could continue this for days. If he was hiding and taking care of his needs, he could even do it forever. But today something was different. Koribu attacked with all he had, like his partner wanted him to do, and the pace at which he destroyed the Biscuit Warriors really increased, until they all crumbled into pieces and Cracker appeared out of one of them. A melodic tune started to play from the church bell of the island they were on, signifying that another hour had passed. "I give up. I have to go now." The sweet commander declared his own loss out of nowhere, shocking the other two.
Huh? What do you mean? You were on track to win this battle.
Smoothie was left puzzled, till the moment she realized something about her brother, and she began to smirk. Koribu was still left in the unknown. He won because of a forfeit. In the past, he would have just accepted it, but since he joined the Big Mom Pirates, he turned into a respectable warrior. Seeing as he would have probably lost this battle, it left a bad aftertaste in his mouth. He was waiting for an explanation to the situation, so he looked at the female sweet commander. Cracker, it's Wednesday today, right? Her tone of voice was the classic sibling teasing one, and a certain sense of mocking smugness could also be seen on her face. And what about it, sis? I just have stuff to do. For all you know, I could even have a date or something. Ferocious and horrible pirates, but they all have their goofy moments, and Cracker was as red as a tomato in this very moment. Oh sure, a date. Smoothie walked closer to her brother, and her grin grew even bigger. Are you sure it's not because the final episode of Cookie Piece will air in just about 20 minutes? Seems like I was right. You better not waste any time. You will not get home in time if you don't rush. At this point, there was no way he could deny it anymore, and simply yelled, "Oh, come on, Smoothie! Gummy has been on his journey since we were children. The entire world wants to see the moment he truly becomes the Cookie King." A hearty laugh escaped from the taller woman's mouth. Sure. Gummy is just such a likable guy. Everybody just wants to cheer for him. Even after this explanation, Koribu was confused. This situation was all because of Cookie Piece? Cracker didn't wait any longer and said goodbye as he created a cookie motorcycle to get back home as fast as possible.
Smoothie, this was a dirty victory. I don't want a reward for this.
She was still catching her breath from laughing so much at her brother obsessing over a tale of a cookie trying to become the Cookie King, and yet she was already switching to teacher mode for the bloody ocean. Koribu, nobody cares. A blunt statement that almost sounded offensive left her mouth. We are pirates. We may have our own sense of pride, but in the end, the only thing that matters is victory, no matter how it was earned. This didn't sit right with the super rookie. He would never surprise attack someone to win, and using something like poison just disgusted him since the very beginning. Smoothie placed her hand on his face, and in reaction to his expression turning grim. But if you want to stay as the pure-hearted being that you were since I met you, I have no problem with it either. I will always protect you. Shyly she kissed him on his cheek, and the words kept repeating in his head. Protect you, protect you, protect you, protect you. In the present, she was doing just that. Barely standing on one leg, shooting weak juice beams to keep Vasco shot away, but to no avail. He closed the gap with no problem at all, and his dangerously glowing fist was ready to destroy her and launch her straight at Koribu. Smack! Today, they are my words. Smoothie, I will always protect you. Returned from the realm of the unconscious, Koribu caught the attack of the Titanic captain and was ready to fight again. And this is the end of today's episode of Shadow Piece. I hope you enjoyed it, because now we are going back into round 2. Koribu is not done yet, and he got some sort of revelation from remembering the training he did together with Cracker. But how exactly it is going to end? Well, you have to turn into the next episode to find out. But for now, all that's to be said from me is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro out. Bye.